Hello again, Christie Aphrodite of Soul Journeys Radio. And, I've been asked by lots of people to do a video about how we can implement nutrition and healthier eating into our lives and our children's lives easily and sustainable so that it works for you. So I would just like to share a few things that worked for me. And, first of all, we need to understand that our bodies are our vehicles, or as some religions speak of, our temple. I'll compare the body to a car right now. We put a lot of care into giving our vehicles the proper fuel, nutrition, in many different fuels, of course, or oils, transmission fluid, brake fluid, windshield wiper fluid, oil, gas, I don't know, I can't remember them all because, I'm not a car person so much, but imagine this. If we spent half the time we do in our cars giving them the proper fuel, we would be a lot healthier and I believe would not have to become dependent upon drugs and definitely not have to ever be sick again. So, the thing is, we're bombarded with all these diets and this is the one way to eat for you to be healthy, and there's all different sorts of lines of thoughts, and vegan is best, or raw is best, or meat eating is best, or whatever they are, but the truth is, what's best for you is what works for you. Now, there are certain things that aren't good for any of us. However, we don't have to let those things paralyze us. For instance, some people experience extreme guilt when they eat, say, chocolate or pizza or fried chicken or something. And as they're eating it, they're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get cancer. Oh my God, this is so bad for me. Oh my God, I'm going to get fat. All of those thoughts you become. So, if you do want chocolate or pizza or fried chicken, great. You can make that pizza or fried chicken yourself and make it with love. But the whole losing weight thing, it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to switch your diet entirely 100% overnight. I mean, that's already been proven it doesn't work. I mean, how many of you have been on diets and lost weight and, you get to your goal number, which is really just an illusion, or, you're trying to keep up with some Photoshop stick figure in some magazine because that's what, some dudes say is, the ideal beauty of a woman. And, the truth is we're all beautiful. I certainly don't see any dogs going around and saying, oh my God, you're too fat, or oh my God, you're too skinny, or, anyone in the animal kingdom, or any trees, or any flowers that are, oh my gosh, you're so tall and spindly, you need to put on some weight. Or, the shorter flowers, nobody's saying, oh my God, you're so wide and you're so fat. And no, they're just natural as they are. However, the difference between the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, everywhere else in Mother Nature and us, is that they know that they are part of it, and they get the proper fuel that they need, the water, the sunshine, the minerals and nutrients in the soil, etc. So maybe we can start looking at ourselves as a piece of Mother Nature and take from her example and start implementing what what we need. I mean, our bodies are designed absolutely perfectly, and in our natural state, we're designed like worms or lizards. You cut off their tail, and what happens? It grows back. Well, why? Because they are getting the proper nutrition. So, here's some easy ways that anyone can do and things that, we really kind of overlook sometimes. First of all, you need to make sure you're getting enough water. Yeah, water. And you might be in a place where, you're afraid of your tap water because of all the explosives, lead, arsenic, cadmium, fluoride, chlorine, etc. And you know what? That's a good thing, because fluoride water actually suppresses the thyroid and makes it difficult to lose weight. So, try to make sure that your water is unfluoridated. And how much water do you need? See, the funny thing is, when you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So one thing you can do is keep a bottle of water with you everywhere you go. And, I reuse my bottles, as I've talked about in another video. I'm not saying go out and buy bottled water, because most of it's just tap water anyways. But you do need to make sure that you are getting enough if you want your body to function properly. So how much is enough? You want to drink half of your weight in ounces per day, and that's for optimal health. Besides that, it'll cut down on those cravings and those last minute, oh, I'm thirsty and this soda looks really, really good, or this fake, Tropicana juice that, they might, a lot of the labels, of course, say 100% juice or 100% pure and natural, but the truth is you only need 3% to call it 100%. So, always have your water with you. If you want other beverages, you can herb tea, weed tea, something that you've picked or bought from a reputable and perhaps local, but organic source, mountain rose herbs, and there's plenty of them if, you're not into go out and picking your own just yet. Tea. So those types of teas. I'm not talking Lipton or Snapple or anything in a bottle or a can. You want to throw those away and make your own beverages, whether it's, almond milk, which I explained in another, sorry, getting a little bit warm here. It's cold, it's winter. But anyways, if you want to make your own almond milk, I explained how to in another video. Super, super easy. 3 minutes of your time. If you want tea, switch it to herbs and weeds, okay? And if you want juice, juice your own. Juicing, actually, starting off your day with a fresh glass of juice, and the thing is, you can be creative. It doesn't always have to be broccoli and cabbage juice or celery juice. Get creative. Throw some carrots, apples, ginger. I mean, anything your heart desires. And because, the truth is, with the depletion of the soil and nutrients and such that's going on, it's kind of difficult to get enough nutrition from what we just eat on our plate. They've done all the studies. I don't remember exactly, but something like 50 servings of spinach today to be the equivalent of the amount of nutrients you would have gotten several years ago. And who can eat 50 servings of spinach or, broccoli or celery anyways? And honestly, even if you could have a plate this big, it's kind of boring. So get fun and get creative with it. And there's nothing better than fresh juice. Your kids will love it. You'll love it. Your cells will love it. I mean, it'll be thanking you. You will totally feel a difference as soon as you start juicing. So, those are a few things you can do. Water. You can also, you don't want to change everything overnight. I mean, if you can do it, if you can quit everything cold turkey, all of your processed foods and, fast foods and all of that stuff, cold turkey and never look back, awesome. Kudos for you. But does it really last? Is it really, effective? And probably not. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming to me and looking up all those websites and trying all those new fad diets and such. So, diets just don't work. So, easy ways to implement it are, number one, those things that you want that Say you want a burger, or you're addicted to getting those things that aren't really good for you, and especially if you're buying them processed and fast foods, they aren't serving you. So make it yourself. Make sure that you get these things, trade with the locals or support a local and buy it from them, and use these magic wands as you're preparing the food. Give thanks for it. And you're going to cut out all those preservatives and unhealthy chemicals that suppress our immune system and make it difficult to lose weight and to be healthy. So start making things yourself. And when you go shopping, instead of going from, whatever your diet you're doing now and thinking you're going to fill up your cart with only fruits and vegetables, and, that probably doesn't work either, because you're going to feel that you're depriving yourself. And I've learned the key: you don't really need to deprive yourself 100% of anything. So if you want it to be sustainable and work for you and your family, then you can just trade out one thing every shopping trip. So instead of Oreos this week, get blueberries. Next week you can trade out two things. Instead of Oreos and Triscuits, get blueberries and grapes. And so you're implementing things slowly, one at a time. And then focus on what you're adding to your diet, not what you're giving up. Because, you focus on loss and what you can't have, you're kind of triggering your brain to want it more. And, eventually you become obsessed and, end up sitting in bed like I did with a gallon of ice cream and 2 pounds of peanut M&Ms. That doesn't work. So focus on what you're adding. And you can even think of, look, if you go to a fine dining restaurant, they might have creme brulee on the menu for dessert and tiramisu or something like that, but they always have a bowl of fresh berries for like $12. Okay, so, realize that you're treating yourself like a king or queen, and yay, I get to eat berries, and you'll totally feel the difference. And hi, Snickers. She wants to say hi. Hang on, baby, we'll go outside in a minute. But, lost my train of thought. Okay. Focus on what you're adding and all of the good that it is doing for you, and that will kind of help. See, the thing is, when you're getting the proper nutrition, you're going to stop craving the foods that they actually put addictive chemicals in there. And as much as we eat of it, you're not satiated. Your brain knows. Your brain, is still going to tell you that you're hungry. So you eat more of those processed foods that you've grown accustomed to, and you end up not getting the nutrition you need, so you crave more, and it's like this vicious cycle. So you want to, start off your day with, say, some juice and fruits and vegetables. Focus on what you're adding. And, another key is the less ingredients you have, the better. Okay, another thing is, my grandmother taught me this: if you can't pronounce the ingredient, you shouldn't be putting it in your body. Okay, and this actually works with, some people will say, oh, well, I can't do this because my children want that. Well, guess what, parents? Buck up. Okay, you are in charge of your health and your children's health. So, if you have a fussy child that say, well, fine, I'm not going to eat. Cool. Go, that's not going to last very long, I promise. They might throw a little fit and run to their room and, you're mean, I hate you. I guarantee in a couple hours they're going to come out and they are going to eat what you prepared. So instead of giving them choices like, French fries, or, something else fried or something else, give them choices like, well, you have spinach or broccoli. And it works. I mean, it really, really does. But the same thing, if you keep your children eating nutritious foods, they're automatically going to lose those cravings. Now, if for some crazy reason you feel that you need a supplement or you're not getting enough nutrition, there's things that you can do, such as Modifilan. Modifilan is chock full of minerals and trace elements that, will literally kind of rewire your cravings. In fact, everyone I know who started it, within 3 days, they're like, oh my God, Christy, I'm craving cucumbers. That's never happened. Or, oh my God, I'm craving apples. And it actually makes it easier to listen to your body, rather than, the truth is you are what you eat. Dead food, dead body. Living food, living cells, living body. So you can retrain your body to crave what it needs. And, the thing is, it's actually craving those things all the time. We're just so disconnected because of those dead foods that we've been given. There's things that you can do to sneak nutrition in for your children. So you can wean them off soda or yourself by making your own homemade limeade or lemonade or fresh juice. And here's another trick for your lemonade and limeade, which is super easy. Go make some dandelion tea or any other herb, mint tea, and use that as the water that you would put in your lemonade or limeade. And, grab some berries, stick them in a blender, process them and throw them in your lemonade or limeade. I guarantee there is not a child in the world that isn't going to absolutely love that. And if you want to go even further, instead of those popsicles or, with high fructose corn syrup and flavorings and such, make your own. You can do that with 100% fruit. Or, even use the lemonade and limeade. And so you're sneaking that nutrition in by giving, dandelion and red clover tea in place of water. And another thing you might want to consider is, here's a good rule of thumb. If it's white, it ain't right. And that's the truth. Nothing in nature, well, maybe the clouds, and maybe some sand, granules of sand, but hardly anything is white. Okay? Real salt is gray or pink. In fact, there's even, red and green and black and all sorts of other colors. That's natural. So switch your table salt, that iodized, processed garbage that's been bleached and radiated, switch it to sea salt. Celtic sea salt, I've found, has, been a wonderful substitute. Plus, once again, it's chock full of minerals. Switch that white sugar to, you can use dried sugar cane. You can use local organic honey. You can use, oh, I know I'm forgetting something. Stevia. Hello, stevia. You can grow stevia. It's so easy. In fact, when I do my little limeades and lemonades and such, I put the stevia leaves in there whole. They're so delicious and at least 30 times sweeter than sugar. And as you start doing these things, you're not going to be craving those things. White flour, all of these things. You wonder why almost 60 or something % of people are overweight, and 65 or 70 are taking, some type of drug. That's why. It is not natural. So, getting back to going to the store and, hey, you're on this gung-ho, adventure to start getting healthier and losing weight naturally. Just focus on changing one thing at a time. That's it. And eventually, within a few weeks or a few months, it's going to be habit. And I totally know that once you start doing this and you start feeling a little bit better, it's going to become addictive and you're going to want more and more. So it's a natural progression that is actually really, really easy. So in the meantime, as you're making these changes in your diets and you want, say, comfort foods, all right, great. Like I said, make it yourself and kind of sneak in extra nutrition by using lots of herbs, which not only provide flavor, omegas 3s, 6s, and 9s, and all sorts of minerals, vitamins, including, we were talking the other day on the show about all of these weeds and herbs, and they have more nutrition than the food does, and higher content of calcium and magnesium and all of these things that most of us are deficient in. So whatever it is, your comfort food that you want, just load it up with herbs, so you're getting more nutrition and you're making it yourself, so you're taking part in feeding your body and the magic of creation. And don't forget, these are wands. Everything you make it with love, and I guarantee it's going to be a huge difference. In fact, Masaru Emoto, I'm sure most of you are familiar with his work and the water and such. You can actually change the vibration of anything you are taking in simply by giving it love. So, don't underestimate the power of your thoughts and your intentions. So, I kind of skipped over. Okay, if you feel that you need nutrition, you're not getting enough on your own, and for some reason you don't have time to juice or whatever, there's supplements like middleman that will help kind of get you in balance. Many people report weight loss on that without even trying. It's just because they naturally start craving better things because they're finally becoming in balance and are able to listen to their body more. There's also other green supplements that you can get, and put some in your juice or your water, or whatever it is, but make sure it's living foods, probiotic foods. I'm sorry, pills and vitamins don't work. So there's some like Swanson. Let me see here. I take this occasionally when I feel like I'm not getting enough. It's Swanson's Fermented Superfood Complex with Pre-B. And all the ingredients are actual living foods. And this is middleman, which is brown seaweed that will help you with your nutrients. There's other, URI International has an excellent green supplement that will help you get what you need. There's also Garden of Life. Oh, and Lion Legacy, which I think is just an amazing green living form supplement that will also help you get to that. There's other, if you have some more money you want to spend on it, and you need some quick, easy meals, there's New Plus from Sunrider. It is kind of expensive, and they really are meal replacements, so you just want to focus on cutting out the middleman, in my opinion. The middleman being the stuff you get on the store. The things with ingredients in it. So try to align yourself closer with that which is natural and whole naturally. If you want, people take garlic pills, okay, because they think they're going to get those extra antifungal and antibiotic properties, but once again, that's a middleman. It's not in its natural form. So eat the garlic. A clove a day keeps the doctor away, and that is no joke. So, focus on the abundance that you are bringing into your life. You can, like I said, the berries. People pay big bucks for that in restaurants. Just go get some, grow some, pick some. Anything green, colorful. The more colorful, the better. Focus on the rainbow. That which is natural. Once again, white is not natural in nature, pure white, like the salt, flour, and sugar that we've grown accustomed to accept as food. Neither is, black and brown. And so, you can switch, so you like pasta, you can switch to quinoa, which is actually way, way better tasting and better for you. I think it could pretty much be considered a superfood. It's high in protein and such. White milk is another thing I left out. Stay away from that stuff as much as you can, or at least reduce it. So pump up on your water, add fruits and vegetables incrementally, the things that you're accustomed to going out to eat, make it at home. And just making those few small little changes, like switching from white sugar to local organic honey, or switching from white salt to Celtic sea salt, you're not only giving yourself more nutrition, it's actually going to taste better. It doesn't have to be as difficult as we make it. It can be fun, it can be exciting, and you can get your children involved too. Let me tell you, my children loved juicing. Not only that, they appreciated, growing herbs and growing vegetables and going out and harvesting and picking it. So you can get them involved in that. I mean, most children know that this stuff that we give them, these convenience foods and, things they're getting at school lunches or things that we might even be packing for them, they know that's not real food, and so what happens when you pump them up with that? Well, they have too much sugar, get a little hyperactive and crazy as they're spinning around, and then what? You give them a drug. That doesn't work, okay? What works is going back to nature, however you can do it. And Mother Nature is gentle and loving and abundant, does not have to be harsh. So just remember those things. Focus on what you're adding, not what you're taking away. And there's even little things that you can do, to get a little extra exercise. You don't want to go to the gym, or you can't go to the gym or whatever. Guess what? While you're sitting at the computer, do squats. Okay? Or when you're going to the store, or wherever you need to go, instead of looking for that parking place that's right up front, park in the back and walk. Instead of taking elevators, take the stairs. Even when you're driving, you can exercise. You can do isometrics in your core, your booty, your belly, tighten and release. And you can even do leg lifts while you're sitting down. You can use your chair or your desk to do your little tricep pushes and such. Say you're walking, you can do your little arm circles, or, punching, or, up and down. There's always something you can do without, having to find those extra 2 hours to go drive to a gym so you can walk in and finally exercise. You can do it at home. Hello, push-ups? Well, you can't do push-ups? Fine. Use your desk. All right? I know a chick. Oh, my God. She's such a badass. Dana is her name. And when I was working over in Hollister, she, one night, it was Friday night, and she got down on the floor and did like 53 push-ups. Boom, 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 boom. And, of course, we're all looking around like, damn, were you in the military? Or like, how did this happen? We all assumed that, she had some special training, or she'd been doing it all her life. And, a lot of us, we're looking like, oh man, I could never do that. So I'm just going to give up and not do it at all. And then I talked to her and she's like, Christy, I just barely started less than a year ago. And I only did what I could. Maybe it was only 2 or 3 one day. Then the next day it was 4. Next week it was 5. Following week it was 10. And look at her now. So there's always things that you can do. You don't have to go to a gym. I mean, think about this. Instead of driving to the gym, if you actually walked there, there would be no reason to go in, right? So losing weight and implementing nutrition in your life does not have to be difficult. It can be easy, it can be fun, it can be exciting, and let me tell you, it is so rewarding. It has totally turned my life around. My children, let me tell you, I mean, they would not touch the other garbage. Even the few times that we could afford to go to a restaurant, what would they order? Salads. On their own. I didn't order for them. That's what they wanted because that's what they were craving. And here's a little game you can play with your children, the ones that say that, oh, well, they have to have this little candy or they have to have that or they're just going to be jerks. First of all, parents, you're being lazy, all right? You are being lazy and circumventing your responsibilities for ease. So, this is what I used to do. I would tell my babies, you can have anything you want as long as you can pronounce all the ingredients. So we'd go to a store and, as we were going through these changes and they'd pick up, some, I don't know, Mentos or I don't even know what the dumb candies are called, but they'd pick one up. Mom, can I have this? Well, sure. Why don't you read me the ingredients? Oh, sugar, water, aluminum, I don't know. Okay, sorry, honey, and so they knew, put it back, and it became a game. But not only that, it actually taught them things, how to take responsibility for their health, because if there was something they couldn't pronounce, they wanted to pronounce it, right? So they would write it down, go home, type it in on the internet, and find out what it was. And guess what happened when they found out what it was? They didn't want it anymore. So these things don't have to be hard. They don't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be extreme either. And I've learned that. I mean, people always want to, say, oh, Christie, how did you heal yourself? Are you vegan? Are you raw? Are you vegetarian? And I'm none of those things. And let me tell you, when I was getting out of a wheelchair, I was kind of hardcore, processed foods and, things I would never, ever, ever touch. Meat, things like that. And, I'm not like that now. But I eat what I feel like. If I want some tuna, which, happens every couple months, I eat it. If I feel like, my body says it wants red meat, I'll eat it every few months. I made fried chicken for my dear friend for his birthday 3 weeks ago. And guess what? I ate it and I didn't feel guilty. I made it with love, with pure organic ingredients, and I didn't deprive myself. I didn't feel like I had to fit in some kind of label anymore. And I've learned balance that way, and how easy and loving and forgiving, obviously forgiving, Mother Nature is. And if you don't think she's forgiving, look outside your window, look outside your doors. She keeps producing for us despite our disrespect. So I think that's almost all I wanted to share about it being easy and being fun and getting your children involved. And, like I said, it doesn't have to be cold turkey. If you can do that and you're fine with that, more power to you. I'm just suggesting for effective weight loss and ways to implement nutrition into your diet, do it slowly, do it incrementally, and do what you love. It doesn't have to be just celery and cucumber all day long. Blah, boring. Focus on adding more color to your diet. Try to, you can even make this a challenge or a game within yourself and your children. Eat every color of the rainbow. Or your chakras, pick something red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, every day. Check that out. It is going to change your life. Okay? And you know what, if you're like, oh, I can't afford a juicer or whatever, I'm positive you have a blender. Okay? So you can blend up, little weeds with your fruit and, do whatever you need to do. And, oh, speaking of smoothies, everyone I talk to, or not everyone, but most people, they think that, oh, well, I have to add ice cream or yogurt or milk to it. No, you don't. Just take your fruit, your berries, your bananas, of course, peel them, whatever, stick them in the freezer, and that's your ice, and that's your creamy thickness. And, that's what I do. Anyways, totally works for me. Everybody that eats my smoothies, they're like, oh my God, that's heaven. And it is. What could be better than pure Mother Nature? But I'll juice, a pineapple and some orange juice or oranges, and that's the liquid. And you don't need to add those things. Those are just what we're taught. And what we're told, and, milk, it does the body good. Garbage. Maybe for a cow, but not for you. Well, unless, of course, you want to be a cow. And if so, once again, more power to you. Love yourself anyways. And how can you love yourself best? By taking care of yourself. Here's another thing. I was talking with someone this weekend, going through some issues, and, I asked her, can you love yourself the way you love your children? Oh, ouch, that hurts. I know it's hard. But of course you want your children to be healthy and happy. You want your dog or, your bird or whatever to be happy and healthy. We have no problem giving them stuff that's good for them. Give it to us. And you know what, if you want to go a step further, those flowers or weeds or things, you can eat them, you could juice them, you could blend them, you could take baths with them, you could just flat out play with them, and, maybe start implementing some essential oils as well, because that just, calm mind, calm body, releasing that stress. It really, really helps with that. And it's so easy and nurturing and loving and fun, and you smell good. So there's all sorts of ways that, this whole getting healthy and losing weight, it doesn't have to be rigid. None of those diets out there work. So save your money, stop wasting your time, and stop wasting your money on supplements. I'm sorry, but, there's a few that work. Like I said, I mentioned a few, and they're living products, not those dead pills filled with stabilizers and, fillers that your body's not even designed to absorb. So, and if you need a little help and you need some ideas, I am a holistic health coach. I deal with, not only physical health and nutrition, but, mind and spirit as well. So feel free to add me or contact me. I'd be more than happy to help, but I promise I'll be gentle and easy. And you know what, another thing you can do, which is something I ask all my clients to do, is take a food journal. And I don't do this because I want to point fingers and say, oh, you shouldn't be eating this. The reason I do that is because I want to see what's comfortable for you in your life, what you're doing now, so that I know how I can better serve you by just suggesting small changes, so it doesn't have to be drastic and something that, you're going to do for a week and say, screw it, this is too hard. And it will also help you notice what you are putting into your body, all those impulse foods or, comfort foods, emotional eating and such. It'll help you to pay attention to that. And my guess is it's going to make you want to make better choices on your own. So anyways, I hope that helped. Of course, if you do need help, feel free to contact me. You can go to My True Essence, Healing Oils on Facebook, or you can go to my website, souljourneysradio.com. I do have a 100% success rate, so I'm not, boasting or bragging. I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be hard. It can be easy, loving, gentle, and nurturing. So we are going to learn to love ourselves and take care of ourselves. I just think in a better way. So have any questions or anything, just let me know, and I'll be happy to. I'm trying to get through a lot of questions that I get and make these little videos, so I only have to answer these things once. Of course, I might leave some things out that I intended because these aren't scripted. I'm not writing anything down ahead of time, and it's a direct upload to YouTube. So sometimes I leave some things out. So please feel free to, leave your questions in the comment section or email me. Go to souljourneysradio.com. And another storehouse of information, is our show. We've done several hundred shows on natural healing, weed eating, wild foraging, juicing, fasting, how to cure cancer with what's already growing in your front yard. Once again, even curing these diseases are also easy and affordable. Okay, so check it out. They're all free free archives. Just go to souljourneysradio.com. You can click on archives or click on the forum and go back and see, over 1,000 shows, several hundred of them on natural health and articles and tips and tricks for you to make these changes easily. All right, I hope I got through everything. If not, don't shoot me. Just let me know and I'll make another video. Thanks for listening, and we will see you later. Good night.